Now, we are here going into week 10, and it is the daggone holidays, ladies and gentlemen. We are out here in these Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah streets, and we throwing it up for fantasy basketball. So you know I had to come prepared, equipped to drop value on you to make sure that you absolutely dominate in week 10 of the fantasy basketball season. So for week 10, the first thing we want to do is take a look at the schedule. So for week 10, the schedule is really friendly for streaming, right? And I mentioned this in recent episodes, but I want to make sure I drive it home for you. When we talk about streaming, we're talking about you utilizing your 2 or 3 roster spots at the bottom of your roster in terms of talent, like your 2 or 3 worst players, and using that spot to cycle in players so you're getting more use out of the spot. The way I like to explain it is on some nights in fantasy basketball, you might be going against a competitor, one of your league mates, and they might have like 8 guys playing. And then you look at your roster and you got like 4. What do? You stream. You look at who on my roster am I okay with parting with and making sure that you fill that roster spot so you could maximize your value. So I just want to make sure we talked about that because we're getting a lot of questions about what is streaming. So for week 10, the schedule is this. On Monday, we have 5 games. Tuesday, we have 9 games. Wednesday, we have 6. Thursday, we have 8. Friday, we have 10. Saturday, we have 6. And on Sunday, we also have 6 games. Now, which teams have certain amounts of games? We got 4-game teams, we got 3-game teams, and we got 2-game teams. For 4 games, we have Brooklyn, Boston, Dallas, Los Angeles Lakers, Memphis Grizzlies, the Knicks, the Thunder, the Magic, Sixers, Suns, Spurs, and the Washington Wizards. 3-game teams, we got Atlanta, Charlotte, Chicago, Denver, Detroit, Golden State Warriors, Houston, Indiana, Miami, Milwaukee, Minnesota, New Orleans, Portland, Sacramento, Toronto, and Utah. And for the 2-game teams, we have Cleveland and the Clippers. So be really mindful of that. Next up, let's talk about which teams have back-to-backs and on what days do they have those back-to-backs. So that's something you could take advantage of this week because there are a lot of days that you can stream. On the Tuesday and Wednesday back-to-back, we got Brooklyn, Houston, OKC, Orlando, Washington. For the Wednesday and Thursday back-to-back, we have Dallas. The Thursday and Friday back-to-back, we have Boston, Charlotte, Denver, Memphis, Portland, and the Spurs. For the Friday and Saturday, we have the Knicks and the Sixers. And then we have a pseudo back-to-back. We've talked about that in recent weeks, but I want to make sure I drive it home, especially if you're coming over from fantasy football this week. A pseudo back-to-back is a term that I heard first from Josh Lloyd on the Locked In Fantasy Basketball podcast. And basically, it's when you have a non-streamable day in the middle, and then you have 2 streamable days on the outside. So 2 low volume days where you could actually stream people. You could still look at that as a back-to-back because that middle game you won't be able to stream. It's almost like a back-to-back sandwich with in the middle is a day that you actually can't stream. So on Thursday and Saturday, we have a pseudo back-to-back because that Friday is not a streamable day. So those teams are Chicago, Dallas, Detroit, Golden State, Indiana, the Lakers, the Heat, the Timberwolves, and Utah. In terms of the teams with the best schedules, quality games are really the games where you are able to stream. They are streamable days, right? These are the games where you can actually get people off the waiver wire and stick them in. So these kind of games are really, really dope. And, you want to make sure that you're mindful of what teams have those available to them. So we have Dallas and the Lakers. So you maybe want to take a look at some of those players. And then we also have Cleveland and the Clippers. So the Dallas Mavericks and the Lakers have 4 quality games, and then the Cavaliers and the Clippers have 1. The days you want to stream, it's almost every single day this week. This is an amazing week for fantasy basketball. It's like Santa Claus literally came down the chimney and delivered this up to you on a silver platter. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can stream. You can stream almost every day of the week. On Friday, it's a no-go. You cannot stream on Friday.